Allodial title, Allodial, and references to the Middle Ages and the defendant being a Moorish American citizen. That convolution of title was filed, and I believe at that point it was the belief that Justin Walker in fact became the legal owner. So Justin Walker filed an unlawful detainer action to get the tenants out of his home. The tenant is somebody that Jacqueline Walker had placed in there with the assistance of a property management company. I believe that Mr. Walker had made contact, or somebody had made contact with the tenant and said, hey, you can pay me directly instead of the property management company. I am the true owner of this home. And when they didn't receive the rent, they attempted to file an eviction action. That became count 2 and 3 of the complaint. Count 1 was the filing of the grant deed from Justin Walker to Justin Walker in March of 2021. So when we talk about there being a victim of the case, I'm not really sure that there is one. The tenant was never evicted. The tenant continues to pay the property management company who was contracted by Jacqueline Walker. The title is clearly convoluted, and it is a civil action. At some point, either Elde Bay or Justin Walker or some variation thereof and Jacqueline Walker will need to go to court to try and clear up this mess of a title. And I recognize he's charged with a criminal action, and it is criminal action to file documents under penalty of perjury. But in the grand scheme of things, this wasn't an attempt at welfare fraud. This wasn't an attempt to illegally collect unemployment or something similar. This was a very convoluted title and somebody trying to get the property back into their name and to retain title to their property, get the tenants out so they could either move in themselves or in fact sell the property and have the money to live off of. In light of that, I think looking at the totality of the circumstances, that it may not be in the best interest of the court to expend the time and money to try and restore Justin Walker or Elde Bay to competency, but rather to refer this to mental health diversion. With that, Your Honor, I would submit.
Mr. Huggins, any comments?
Just briefly, the people's theory of the case is that the house was transferred to from Justin Walker to his mother, Jacqueline, in 2017, and that was a valid transfer. And now the defendant, much of what was filed earlier was outside the statute of limitations, so it wasn't charged. But the 2021 grant deed, where the defendant then attempts to transfer it back from him to himself, is trying to take the property from Jacqueline.
She's not the true owner, though, sir. That's the only problem, is she has no equitable title.
Okay.
She would be committing fraud if she came to the court and said she was the owner.
Okay, I understand what your position is. Okay, so the court has considered both the totality of the circumstances and also the individual criteria in Penal Code Section 1370A, 1B, small numeral.
May I object, sir?
Well, you haven't even heard my ruling yet. So not
I just wanted to say one thing before you win it, and that's Marbury v. Madison. Anything that is repugnant to the Constitution, you understand. This matter involves property. You have the witness cannot come forward and tell you how they obtained title, who they got it from, or where they even got the money to pay for the house at. Okay, they have not helped the house, and they don't have any inclination of doing such.
Okay, and right now I'm making no determination as to title in either a criminal action or a civil action. I'm not even going there. But I am considering the various aspects here. I'm considering the circumstances of the charged offense, including the fact that the harm, both of these properties do involve properties with that the defendant and his mother were involved with.
She had no right to title, sir.
It appears that unrelated folks have not been affected. As I remember, let me jump ahead. As I remember, that other than this and the related action in Solano County regarding the mother's property there, the similar action, there's not a significant criminal history here otherwise?
Other than his prior 115 conviction and some earlier health and safety violations, as I laid out.
Those convictions are not convictions, sir. To be honest, there was some sort of contract made or something to my knowledge, but no, those are not convictions. And the law has changed concerning some of those cases also.
Okay, noted. Then I'm considering that also the lack of any criminal history, well, the significant criminal history for whatever reason. I'm also considering his mental health condition, his history of treatment, which we don't know much about.
I have some documentation concerning mental health and competency from the courts of Solano. If I could present them.
As considered, as I mentioned, the criminal history or lack thereof, I've considered his history of treatment. At least the doctors were not able to get that information because it was not shared. I considered whether the defendant would be incarcerated if convicted. There probably would have been some incarceration, but this is definitely a probation case in terms of sentencing. And whether he's previously been found incompetent. I do realize that the Solano County courts back in 2017, I believe, is that the correct date? Years ago, they found him incompetent.
Yeah, in both of his criminal cases, in Contra Costa, as well as most recently, which I think the defendant referenced
2024.
When he was last in court in 2022 in Solano with his misdemeanor case, there was also a doubt raised in both. In both of those, ultimately, the defendant was found competent.
I recognize those. And then also whether restoration of competency would enhance public safety. While this has created a mess for his mom in terms of the title, it's a non-violent offense that seems to be limited to disputes he's having about the validity of her title. So applying all of those, I'm going to find that this is not a violent crime or a serious financial crime affecting people who are not related to him. And under these circumstances, I'm going to find that it is not in the interest of safety to order restoration of competency based on this particular case. I think it is the exception of that new statute, but it is that exception. So I am going to order instead that we try mental health diversion. Ms. Woodburn, you have a path forward on that?
Yes, Your Honor. I would go directly from here next door to 901H and talk to REST, fill out their documentation, provide them with a phone number that I use to text and speak with Allodial, and they will start that process.
Okay, and then you will then use that information to file a mental health diversion application?
Yes.
Because I am mindful that we're supposed to, under the statute, schedule out within 30 days, but I understand we've already had a week delay, and that sometimes it can take time to create a good application.
Sure. Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Can we just keep the March 18th date as a holding? We set the March 18th date, which was originally for Conrep return. Initially, we set that after the hearing. So we have a date.
I don't think much is going to get done.
I don't think so either, but that will allow us then to get to the home court and sort of regroup and have a better idea from the mental health diversion folks of what would be a realistic date.
Okay. On that date, he would also report to REST to fill out a HIPAA compliant form.
Okay. But let's keep that date, but now it's a mental health diversion application status conference. Okay. Understood. So, Mr. Delbay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your expertise.
I've decided right now that we're not going to ship you off to the state hospital, locked facility to do this. But cooperate with Ms. Woodburn.
Yes, sir.
And come up with a treatment plan, and hopefully we can get some mental health diversion, and it'll help you, and it'll get this case dismissed. If you don't cooperate with her and you don't get this done, then we're back to square one, and we might have to send you off to a locked facility. So it's in your interest to cooperate with her. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.